You can never get bored in Bangkok.
Yeah,
always
so
something to
true.
do.
So true.
And you know, I came here on my own. I didn't know one person. I think here in Bangkok especially, we're kind of almost a lot more in the future. But yeah, my friend said to me, she said, Bangkok's like a warm bath.
There's something magic about Bangkok, I think.
Yeah.
Well, what do you miss about home? So I'm currently in Central Embassy in the middle of Bangkok, which is quite a fancy mall. And the reason is I'm going to be talking with a British girl on why she moved to Thailand. So let's go meet her. Hi, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Janine. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. And whereabouts are you from?
I'm from the UK, but I've been living in Bangkok for a year.
Could you tell me a little bit about what you're doing here? What do you do for a living?
Yeah, sure. So I run my own business. So my business is called Change for Success. So I work with private clients, corporate clients, helping with the wellness, the mental health and the productivity, that sort of thing. All my business went online in COVID. So yeah, here I am. I moved out to Asia in 2022 and still here.
So why Thailand?
I absolutely love Thailand. I first came here in 2001 by mistake.
Really? What happened?
Yeah. I was traveling. I was backpacking around Australia, and back then Thailand was like this scary place. No one kind of thought about coming here. Like, don't want to go there. You might end up in prison or something. That was the general thing that went around then. And everyone I met in Australia, they just raved about Thailand. And then I drunkenly was out one night, and a friend of mine said, "Why don't you come to Thailand on your way home?" So I changed my flight and then came to Thailand. Met him on the Koh San Road. The Koh San Road was very different
Classic
back then.
Khao San Road story.
Classic Koh San Road. Well, I couldn't find him at first, but we finally found each other. We travelled around Thailand for a month, and I just fell in love with the place after 2 days. And I was like, wow, I could live here just for the food.
Apart from the food, what else drew you into Thailand?
I just love everything about here. I genuinely feel more at home here than I ever did in the UK. I love the people, the culture, obviously the food. Not too spicy, my ped. But yeah, everything about it, obviously the weather. And yeah, as I say, compared to the UK, unless you come here, people don't understand kind of what Thailand's like I didn't back in the day. And I think here in Bangkok especially, we're kind of almost a lot more in the future than England.
I think a lot of people think Bangkok is not as developed as it is. They hear stories online, especially in the past as well. Now with social media, it's a bit more prevalent. But in the past, people thinking, oh, Bangkok's not developed. It's not got these facilities and these world-class places and restaurants and sky bars to go to. But it is. It's better than a lot of places in the West, right? Yeah,
I think so. Some friends were in town visiting yesterday. I took them to this really cool rooftop bar. I just said how different it is here to the UK. I was like, well, look at this place, You're getting robots delivering your food in restaurants. Amazing choice of bars. You can get anything from street food to Michelin star. Just the choice is amazing. I love it. I just love everything about this place. It's I can't explain it. It's in my heart. It's in my soul. And like you, I can't see myself going back to the UK ever. Maybe just for visits. But my plan is to set up an actual business out here. That's why I'm here.
Okay.
So yeah.
My goal when I was younger was to make England my holiday time. So that living in another country and then coming back to England was once a year, twice a year kind of thing. Same mindset as you.
Yeah.
But you talked about a business. So what do you have plans for that in the future?
Yeah, so I mainly work with a lot of high-end corporate, a lot of kind of senior managers, men and women, mainly men, and they're all stressed out, they're burnt out. They're in this place where the productivity is going down. A lot of them want to almost quit the business, they're that stressed. And I've worked with a lot of clients to just change that around in a short space of time. And when the amount of times I've been out here, I was always like, wow, my kind of long-term dream, if you like, is to move out to Thailand, set a business up out here. And then when COVID hit in 2020, I was doing everything from my house, in my office. I was like, if I can do this here, I can do it anywhere. The plan is to set up a high-end wellness centre. I'm not sure the location yet. It's going to be somewhere in distance of Bangkok, I think, down the coast. So when people can come and stay with us for a week, 2 weeks, do a little work on themselves, chill out, relax, and go back feeling, stress-free, taking the Thailand vibes.
Sounds amazing. Sounds very fitted to Thailand.
Yeah.
With that savai life.
Savai, yeah. And it's again, just trying to explain to people what life is like out here, for people to be able to experience just some time, working on themselves, some time just to switch off and taking in the atmosphere. I was saying to my friends last night, even though it's so chaotic and busy in Bangkok, the energy feels very different. Would you agree? The energy is so different here.
Yeah, I mean,
it
is a chaotic city.
Yeah.
It's got pollution, it's got traffic, it's got tons and tons of restaurants, probably the most restaurants I've seen in such a small, dense area.
Yeah.
But there's something magic about Bangkok, I think.
Yeah.
And special. Like, we spoke earlier about making friends just before we started recording. Like, I think it's one of the easiest places to make friends because there's so many communities, there's like-minded individuals, there's language meetups, there's run clubs, there's places to network, and I think it's great. So I think a lot of people might worry when they come here and think, oh, am I going to make a good friend group? But I think it's possible. I think it's easy. What do you think?
I 100% agree. Like when I first moved here, a friend of mine who does similar to me, we met quite early on in my stay here. And I was only going to come for 2 months, by the way, in January. And that was a year ago. Still here. But yeah, my friend said to me, she said, Bangkok's like a warm bath.
A warm bath?
Yeah.
That's an interesting analogy.
Yeah, like an inviting warm bath. And I was like, that's so true. And like you, I've met so many people here, like through networks. And I've got Thai friends, expat friends, like a nice little mix. So easy to meet people here.
Do you think Thailand is safe?
100%. I actually did a video about this on my Instagram, and it had loads of views. A lot of the negative comments were mainly off a certain group of people. You can probably imagine who they were.
Yeah, I can probably guess.
But I got a lot of positive comments just explaining how safe I feel here, how safe I feel in Bangkok. I used to live in central Manchester for years. I lived in central Liverpool, and I feel more safe here. I could walk down the street at like 3 o'clock in the morning here and feel completely safe.
Me too. That's good to hear, especially coming from a woman as well. Like, it's probably girls that might watch this and think, or moving to another country is quite a risky, dangerous thing to do, depending on the city. But I've had no issues at all in Bangkok. And I tell people the most dangerous thing about the city is the bikes.
Yeah.
Not the people, but the bikes.
Yeah. And, you know, I came here on my own. I didn't know one person. And as we were saying before we started this, I've met so many people. And again, I was saying to my friends last night who were visiting, you can never get bored in Bangkok.
Yeah,
always
so
something
true.
To do.
So true.
But you can either go to the park for sunset, or you can go to an onsen for the day, go to a nice spa. There's so much shopping here. It's like you say, so many restaurants. And yeah, you can go to one of the islands in an hour, just jump on a plane. It's so easy.
How about compared to the West? What's your monthly cost of living in Bangkok?
So it's cheaper, obviously. I was living in central Manchester. My rent is cheaper than what my mortgage was. My bills, all I have to pay for is electricity. I think my water is like 100 baht a month, if that, which is like £2. Pay no other bills, and I do eat out quite a lot. I mean, I'm a good cook, but I don't really need to cook because you don't need to here, right?
No, I'm the same. I order a lot in Bangkok. I use Grab, Foodpanda. Yeah, I'm just too lazy. Plus, it's so convenient. Like, it's super easy to order. It's quick and it's fairly cheap, I would say.
Yeah. It's so easy, so convenient. You know, you can just order something on Grab. It's delivered in half an hour.
Yeah.
You can just go to a nice street food place down the road. It's like a couple of quid. Or just go to a restaurant. It's cheap. So I don't feel the need to cook that much.
What about like rent? How much you pay for rent here?
So my rent is, I was saying before we started, it took me a while to find my condo because I wanted the exact right place for me. Yeah. So I pay around £600 a month for my rent. And then it's just electricity. Don't use much aircon, so that's all I need to pay on top.
It's great. I mean, how big is it exactly? Like, is it one of the newer condos or the older ones?
Yeah, it's relatively new. It's you know what? It's not huge, but I've got everything I need. I was living in a huge 3-bed house in Vietnam near the beach.
Wow.
And I've got more storage space in my condo here. But I get like a view of the sunset. You can see the Chao Phraya River. You can see water run in the background. Yeah, it's really, really cool.
Wow. So you think, compared to the West, you're spending a lot less every single month?
I think, I'm spending less, but I've got a much better lifestyle. Like in the UK, you know, you go out for like dinner on the weekend, but you're spending a lot of money for one dinner. If you go out for drinks, you're spending a lot on cocktails. Whereas here, you can spend, don't get me wrong, you can spend money on cocktails in Bangkok, but it's just not quite the same. You can have a much better choice of lifestyle here, can't you? Would you agree?
I agree. I mean...
You concur?
I spend around £2,000 a month, including rent, food, lot of travel, activities, meeting friends, all these kind of stuff, and then obviously I have a lot over left on that to save, so I can live pretty comfortably.
Yeah.
And I'm also from Manchester. I know you said you're from Southport, which is close to Manchester.
Yeah, it's like an hour away, right?
Yeah, and like I've got a friend there who's sharing an apartment with a friend, so it's the two of them, two-bedroom, and they pay around £1,100 each, and I think it's not a good deal compared to like what you can get here, because the condos in Bangkok are just insane.
They are absolutely off the charts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, is that in Manchester, that?
Yeah, in the centre of Manchester, probably around like Deansgate or Castlefield or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, my friends used to have an amazing apartment in Manchester back in the day, but you know they got a really good deal. But now it's ridiculous, and the level of condos that you can get here, like they're just beautiful. You can get the luxury, the facilities. You've got these co-working spaces, and you know, huge gyms, saunas, onsens, haven't you? There's just this huge selection of whatever works for your budget, and you can get low end budget but still get something really great, you know.
True. I think it's a major pull nowadays for people wanting to live here, not only the food and the people and the culture, but like the cost of living and these incredible condos where you can have co-working spaces, gyms, pools, massage shops, convenience stores, all in the same building, and it just makes life just a lot more simple and easy.
Yeah, it's great.
Well, what about the downsides of Bangkok? Do you have any experiences where you think...
It does obviously get super busy. Sometimes it takes you a while to get somewhere because of the traffic. But,
so true.
Yeah, you know, the pollution, we've got bad pollution at the moment.
Yeah, right now it's they call it PM 2.5?
Yeah, that's
which is like these dust particles which are in the air.
Yeah.
And it's lasted for the last couple of days. Probably not the best idea to be outside today, to be honest. But I'm not sure what causes it. Maybe agriculture or just the sheer amount of cars in Bangkok. It can get bad sometimes. So the pollution is probably, for me, one of the worst aspects about living in Bangkok, along with the traffic.
Yeah, when you look at the sheer level of volume of traffic, there's so many bikes, cars on the roads. I think that probably contributes. But yeah, apart from that, it's a great place to live. No complaints at all. I went back to the UK in the summer because I had to go back for a few things. Then for a friend's wedding, I was there for 6 weeks and I just missed my life in Bangkok. I was dreaming about my pools. I just want to get back to that pool.
I feel the same. Every time I leave Bangkok or Thailand, I'm like, I do miss Thailand a little bit. Maybe a lot.
Yeah, same.
How do you think Thailand has changed you as a person?
So, as I say, when I first came here, it was over 20 years ago, and it felt magical. Like, there's no other word to describe it. The energy, I fell in love with the food, and it just felt like pure magic. It just, I don't know, like I feel a lot more centered here, a lot more kind of at peace. Sounds weird, but like there's a temple not far from me that I go to, like at least 3 or 4 times a week to meditate. And I go there. So I did a 10-day Vipassana in northern Thailand last year. No phones, no talking, no nothing.
I've looked into doing something like that, but I mean, I think it would be really beneficial, but I would just struggle with the idea of being away from my phone more than a day.
Well, I thought that would be the worst thing. I thought I'm really going to struggle, no phone. I didn't miss my phone once, genuinely.
Wow. Oh.
And I wrote a blog about my experience because it's one of the most challenging things I ever did. You're getting up at 5 a.m. every morning, meditating for 6 hours every day.
Wow.
But it was... most people that read my blog say I couldn't do it. And I said, well, you know, you'd be surprised. We're a lot stronger than we realise. I'm about helping people with the mind strength and the mindset because that is so powerful, but we underutilise it.
What's the biggest takeaway from that experience?
The fact that when you're still, when you're present, because we're so distracted, we're so busy kind of running around and we're getting stressed out, we're getting bombarded with various things that go on in our life. When you're a lot more present in that place, it sounds bizarre, but you connect with yourself. And since then, so many amazing things have happened.
Yeah.
My intuition's off the charts now. I've landed a couple of huge corporate deals, like pretty much immediately after that. So I'd recommend it to anyone.
Amazing. Yeah, that's great to hear.
Yeah, it's really good.
Do you think you'll eventually move back home?
No.
No?
This is home.
Yeah. Well, what do you miss about home?
Well, I did ask
Nothing.
someone to...
Only family.
I did ask someone to bring out some mature cheese the other day. Cheese, family, friends, obviously. The first thing I did when I got back to the UK last summer was got a sausage roll from Greggs.
Oh, that's a good shout. I miss Greg's sausage rolls.
But yeah, apart
so
from
good.
that, and like I got a full English breakfast because sometimes the full English is here a little bit questionable, which is fine.
Roast dinners, are you a fan of those?
Yeah, I saw your video the other day about roast dinner. I noted that. I'll be going there. So yeah, everything like that. But you can get a good roast dinner here in a few places.
Yeah, there's like I made a video recently at a place called Paddy Riley's.
Yeah, looks good.
Saturn Soy 12, biggest plated roast in Bangkok. It's huge, and I think it's like 400 baht.
I know. When I saw it, I made a note. I was like, I'm going there.
It's like this big, like literally.
I was craving one a couple of weeks ago, so I found a random place, and I was just like, oh, this is so good. So I eat a lot of Thai food. I eat Thai food probably about 70% of the time, but sometimes I just crave like a Sunday roast or a burger or something, you know.
So if you could give advice to someone watching this that is thinking about moving to Thailand or wants to move to Thailand, what would you say?
Well, when I moved out to Southeast Asia, mainly, you know, for family and stuff like that, I said, I'm just going to give it a year and see how it goes. And then I'll be back. I mean, kind of most of me knew I wouldn't be back. So I'd say the advice I would give it a go. Say to yourself, I'll do 6 months, I'll do a year, do a month. And if you don't like it, you can just go home. You know, the world's there to be seen. So try it out. If you don't like it, you're
so
homesick.
true.
Just jump on a flight and go home.
I agree. Like, the world is too big for you to not explore.
100%.
And you got to think about it, like, people get consumed about the life and work and everything, but we're just organisms on a big rock in the universe. Get out, not I'm going to say not get out there and explore the universe, but get out there and explore the world and just see, because you never know what's going to happen, and you never know who you're going to meet, if you're going to like it, and all the connections. So yeah, I like that. Good advice.
There's so much to see. I think I still haven't scratched the surface, even though I've been to many countries over the years. But I think this part of the world is cool because it is quite easy to get around, isn't it? I mean, my passport was full after 2 years when I first came out. I had to get a new passport last year because I was traveling around Asia a lot. Because like you, I can work remotely, so all good. So yeah, I'd highly recommend it. Give it a try. Give it a trial. If you don't like it, at least you can say I tried it out.
There we go. All right. Thanks for having me today. And we'll try again. Thanks for joining me today. And if you guys want to go follow Janine on her social media, do you want to tell everyone what it is, your handle?
Yeah, sure. So Change for Success on Instagram. I joined TikTok a few months ago, so I'm on there. And LinkedIn as well. So those 3 places. I'm doing a bit on YouTube, but YouTube as well. You can find me anywhere, basically.
I'll put it in the description. All right. Thank you, and see you next time. Leo Jog and Mai.